Hello and welcome back to this podcast that I do here. I said in the last episode that this was my favorite podcast episode. It was part one of two. Technically part one of two. It's not really a two-part episode. It's just the second episode is in the same vein as that. So I was like, hey, it's a two-part, though it's not a continuation, really. It's because the last one was my favorite podcast, and this one is my favorite YouTubers and YouTube channels. This time I actually had to make a list because with the podcasts, that one I didn't really have to make a list. In fact, I started the episode thinking, oh, I didn't even make a list. I'm just going to have to remember from the top of my head. And it turns out I had 3 separate lists that I just did automatically. Well, one of them was kind of done automatically because Stitcher has the favorites list and then the following list. And I had my favorites in the favorites list. And then I had this Twitter list that I had made. And then there was another list somewhere. I don't remember. I've slept since then. However, for YouTube, that one's a little more complicated because I subscribe. I've had my YouTube channel for 11 years, and I just subscribed to everyone. I think I probably have thousands upon thousands of subscriptions. I've subscribed to probably thousands of people, so I wouldn't be able to scroll down and be like, okay, that one I like, and let me see, give me a minute, scrolls for 2 minutes, that one's good, that would be a really annoying episode. It'd be kind of reminiscent to my Ubisoft episode. That didn't go the way I wasn't planning on turning that into a scroll through their list of games and be like, that one's good. I didn't know that one had a sequel. Yeah, that I don't want to repeat it. But this one, I had to actually make a list because okay, my computer's doing this weird noise thing that it does sometimes, where you probably hear the and now it's I don't even know if it picked that up, but yeah. I never know when it's going to happen, so I try to record it, and I can record this when it's what it's doing now. But like the thing that kind of worries me is when it starts, it goes, but I never know when that's going to happen, so I never get that, and I hope this picked it up. I don't know what causes it, and that's why I want to record it so I can show people and be like, this, and like it looks fine. Like I shine the light on it, and it doesn't look like it's doing anything. I don't know why it does it. Anyway, what was I? Oh yeah, I had to make a list because there's so many. In fact, I actually forget. I didn't know the list was gonna be this long. In fact, I'm sure there's more. I'll probably think of more as I'm going. Like with the podcast one, I was like, okay, I'm done. Oh wait, here's 4 more that I forgot about. So, yeah. There's probably going to be more because, like I said, I've been watching for a long time. There are a lot here, and what's kind of sad is, you know how a lot of YouTubers say, make sure to click that subscribe button. There's YouTubers that I watch for years, and I mostly watch on my Xbox and my Switch. So, like, I'll watch a video and then I go to the next one or whatever. I don't really watch YouTube on my computer, and now it's stopped. That didn't last long. It does that. It starts and stops periodically, and I don't know what caused it. I didn't do anything. I've had it on the same screen on my computer for the last 10 minutes, and it's just started doing that and then stopped. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so there'll be YouTubers that I watch for years, and then I'll go to their channel to like look at a video, like look for a specific video or playlist, and then I'll be like, oops, I'm not subscribed. So, yeah, that is kind of awkward when that happens, but at least they don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they can track who does it, and they're gonna like be mad and be like, it's about time you finally subscribed. But I know there is a YouTuber that talked about something like that, where he showed one of his YouTube stats thing, which is he had millions of viewers, but only like 100,000 subscribers. And he was like, if everyone who watches my videos subscribed, I'd have millions of subscribers. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what happened. They probably just, it's like a lot of these channels that even though I wasn't subscribed to them all this time, they would appear in my recommended. So I would see, oh look, it's this channel, and I'd watch the video and then I'd move on. And then like their next video would appear, and then it was just, I would keep watching for years, and then I'm not subscribed. Anyway. Before I jump into it, it's a reference to one of the channels. You probably know who I'm talking about. I want to get kind of okay, I want to kind of talk about that last episode. Kind of surprised me. Like I said at the beginning of it, I was hesitant on making it. I kind of didn't want to make it because, like I said, what if I said the wrong thing and like upset somebody? I don't really have I don't have really criticisms. I can't spoke. Like I have a few nitpicks about a few podcasts, but it's like little thing. I don't really have any criticisms. Like, oh, you need to stop doing this, and you're a bad podcast because you do that. There were a few podcasts that I listened to a few episodes on, and I had to stop because I didn't like it at all. I feel kind of bad because sometimes, I know they probably don't keep track of who they say this to, but some podcasts is actually like on Twitter or Instagram, like, hey, be sure to check out mine. Let me know what you think. And I go to listen to it, and I'm like, wow, this is not good at all. And I stopped listening, and I kind of like slowly back away, like Homer through the bush. I did not include those podcasts for obvious reasons. And that's kind of what I was afraid of. I was afraid like saying something that was upsetting, but apparently the opposite effect happened because I tagged like most of the ones that I like, the main channels that I talked about, I tagged them in on Twitter and on Instagram, and some of them they retweeted it or they shouted me out in a story, and suddenly my view counts went up, and I was like, oh wow, that actually, I probably should have done that sooner. I don't know. So I'm not expecting the same outcome for YouTube because they've got a bigger audience. It's not saying that the podcasts have small audiences. Like I was talking, somebody did point out to me that there was the only criticism I've gotten about the episode is I said it was a small community. They're like, you have any idea how many podcasts there are? And I was like, specifically the ones that I was talking about, it's a small-ish community. There's a lot of podcasts. I know there's so many that you couldn't possibly name them all. They're not across all the podcast platforms. Like, I listen on Stitcher, and they've got millions of podcasts, maybe. I don't know. I think they have millions of podcasts. There's a lot on there. I think they're one of the biggest podcasts platforms. The biggest is Apple Podcasts, which is kind of crazy considering that only half of the people can access it. I have Android and Windows, and I can't really use it. Technically I can, but like Apple makes it so that you basically have to have an Apple device to actually listen comfortably. I have to, if I want to listen to Apple Podcasts, I can't listen on the computer because it barely loads. But if I want to listen on my phone, I have to keep the web browser, the mobile browser open. If I go to a different page or close it, it stops. And I was like, gee, thanks, Apple. And so with that in mind, the fact that they're the number one podcast thing platform, it's like, wow, how many people are using Apple devices? That's more than I thought. What was I getting? Oh yeah, so like that small community, like the podcasts in particular that I listen to and like interact with, it's like a small-ish community. And then, but like it's not like, I don't mean like the ones that I mentioned are the only ones in the community. Like the other day, Reverie did like Paige, the Reverie one, she did a massive shout out post. It was 3 tweets long, and it was blowing up my phone for like a day and a half because everyone was responding, and it's like I started ignoring my notifications for a little bit because all of them were responding to that. And I was like, oh yeah, retweet. Oh wait, no, it's not from my tweet. And so, but yeah, like it's not a small community. I'm just saying like the ones that I was referring to, it's a small enough community that. And sure enough, like I said, like most of them listened to the episode, and like I said, my view counts went up, and some of them retweeted it and shouted me out. So that's what I meant, not there's no one listening to podcasts. So like I did have one person a little upset that I said that, and that's the only criticism I got for it. And I was surprised because I was expecting a lot of people like, "How dare you say these things about me?" But no. Anyway, I'm almost 12 minutes in, and I haven't even started doing it. Okay, moving on to the YouTube channels. The only real connection to the last episode that kind of makes this a sequel spin-off of that is Mile Higher Podcast. Because I said, I was kind of like, let's put a pin on that one. I'm just going to add it to the list of favorite podcasts, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's a YouTube channel, but more specifically, the people behind the podcast have their own channels, and I want to talk about them. And so I'm going to say my number one favorite YouTuber, Kendall Rae, because I've actually been watching her channel for years, like when she first started on YouTube years ago. She was she was kind of like a I guess she did a video a while years ago talking about like how she started YouTube. Like she didn't know what she wanted to do, so she knew like she saw makeup tutorials, so she just did makeup tutorials while talking to the camera and kind of like chatting with the camera like about different stuff while she like did makeup tutorials. And then like one day she did like the topic that she decided to talk about was like a true crime type story. And then that video kind of blew up, and then she was like, whoa, people actually like that. So she slowly transitioned from a makeup channel to a true crime channel. And like that's around the time I started listening, because I started watching, because I watch a lot of true crime. And when I first saw on her channel, it's when she first, like I think it was like the first or second video she did like that, and she was still doing the makeup stuff, and I was watching her talk about the true crime, and she went from that, like she was like literally sitting on the floor. She was in an apartment with her husband. I think they were married at the time. I don't remember. I remember seeing the video. They got married. Her husband Josh, and I don't remember if she got married after I started or if I just went back and watched the wedding video, because she had a vlog channel. I think she still updates it. But yeah, anyway, they were living in an apartment, and she was sitting on the floor next to her bed, putting on makeup, talking about stuff. And then she was going from that. At one point, like, YouTube was like hitting her with the the adpocalypse thing, where her ads were getting removed, and she couldn't monetize her videos. And she did a video, I think like in 2016 or 17, where she was actually like really upset. She's like, I don't think I can do YouTube anymore because YouTube keeps hitting me with these, and if I'm not getting paid for this, I can't do this. And like she was like crying and everything, and she was like, I'm probably gonna have to end my channel. I don't want to do that. And she's gone from that to now she has Like, I don't want... She either has 1 million subscribers or 2 million. I don't say, oh, she has millions upon millions of subscribers. So I'm gonna actually go to her channel. My browser wasn't working a minute ago, so that's why I didn't want to look. Let's see. And okay. K-E-N. There it is. Kendall Rae has 2.9 million subscribers. And let's see, let's go to her channel. When did she start? Joined August 1st, 2012. I don't know if she started posting then, or she's like started a channel and then just used it to like and comment and then started uploading later. I don't remember like when she started. I came on in 2016 when she switched to true crime, and then she has like her own logo and like she's like professional quality stuff. And you look at her earlier videos, it was actually funny, like, because I've been watching all these years and I didn't really notice like the change in quality. I mean, I noticed the change in quality. I know because like they moved to a big house and the quality like really changed. She had like a filming room and she had like a setup and she had her pets in the background, and it like went from her sitting next to her bed recording to having like a professional setup. And then so like I noticed that, but I didn't notice like the actual quality itself. Like I went back and I showed we were talking with my sister about, I think it was H.H. Holmes or someone, and I was like, oh, Kendall Rae did a video about that, and then I went and got the video and sent it to her, and then I watched the video, and it was one of the earlier videos, and it was like the audio was really bad, and the video quality was kind of low and kind of blurry and pixelated. And then like you go to her newer videos, and she's got like clear audio and like 4K video, and so yeah, like it's awesome seeing how far she's come, and not just from her saying I don't know if I can continue this to now she's thriving because she's got over 2 million subscribers. And not only that, her husband started a channel, and let's see. She doesn't have hers. Oh wait. She doesn't have his channel listed on here. I forgot his channel name. I think it was Josheldor or something like that. But like, I watched some of his videos. I wasn't really too into some of his. Like, I did watch some of his videos. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, he has crappy videos. Like, she covers like true crime and missing persons, stuff like that, and he would cover government cover-ups and alien abductions and stuff. And I'm not really interested in that. Like, there was some of his videos I did watch because I like Roswell or something. I thought that's interesting. Nothing, I don't believe in aliens and UFOs because I have seen some stuff myself. It's just I'm not too big into that topic, but I did watch some of his videos. But then, like, let's see, when did they start this? At the end of 2017. I don't remember when the first episode was. They started. Oh wait, I can sort by date. Okay, 2 years ago, the first podcast was. They started a podcast together. What's the first episode? Let's see, January 7th, 2018. And they started a podcast, Mile Higher Podcast. It's a combination of both their channels, basically. They talk about basically anything. Because they talk about, like here at their first videos, they talk about ancient Egypt alien theories. Where are the aliens? John Benet Ramsey. Are we living in a computer simulation? Elisa Lam, JFK conspiracy, Titanic, past lives, the unexplained phenomena, part 1, Golden State Killer. So they talk about all sorts of stuff, and at one point they talk about like the financial crisis, I think, or something. It was one of the earlier episodes. Let me see. What? I don't know. They talk. It's like the medical conspiracies, I think. Here, exposing America's broken criminal justice system. So they talk about pretty much anything. And it's not just true crime or just like aliens or whatever. And it's a very wide topic, and I've watched most of them. I caught up at the beginning of the year. It got crazy, and the whole essential worker thing. I wasn't the reason I didn't. I said I finished My Favorite Murder in 20 this year. I finished it in June, I think I said. It was May or June-ish. And the reason I didn't finish it sooner, because I was listening to My Favorite Murder like all the time. The reason I didn't finish it sooner is because the whole essential worker thing, I was working all the time, and if I wasn't working, I was sleeping. And so, like, I wasn't able to listen to My Favorite Murder or watch the Mile Higher podcast. And I kind of stopped watching, not out of lack of interest. It's just I haven't been able to. And let's see, where is... Wait, sort by newest. Okay. It'll say here which one I watched last. Last episode I watched of Mile Higher Podcast was episode 115, The Case of Kylie Sawyer and Edwin Laura. It was 5 months ago. Let's see the date on that. May 27th. That's the last episode I watched. And yeah. And instead of getting caught up with Mile Higher, I started looking at other podcasts. This is the podcast that I was saying. I think I talked about in the other one. There was a podcast that the Mile Higher podcast. This one is the one that like got me into podcasts, but like it kind of like weaned me. I didn't like podcasts before. It was because, like I said, I listened to those other ones, but it wasn't because they're podcasts. It was because of the subject matter. But then, like, I watched this one because it was video. Like, it wasn't just listening to audio. There was visuals there, and because they have, like, they show pictures and stuff, and they talk about something, and here's a picture of what we're talking about, and here's a map of the area, and so, like, I watched it because of that. I was like, oh, it's a podcast, but, it's not just audio. So it's kind of like the bridge to the like other podcasts, because it kind of weaned me into it. They have the audio version on Stitcher and Spotify and everything, but I could easily just catch up on there, or go to that episode and catch up on there. But they have visuals. Like if Reverie started posting video versions and showing pictures and stuff, I'd probably switch from Stitcher to YouTube and not watch or not listen to her other thing. I don't know. I prefer having the pictures and stuff. Like Crime Junkies does this really cool thing. I was thinking about doing it for my show here. Is on their channel. On their website. You go to each episode. They have like an episode page for each episode, and it includes like additional information. Like oh, we talked about this picture, and here it is, and here's the video we mentioned. Here's a 911 call. And I was thinking about doing something similar, because there's been times where I'm like, I'll describe something, and I'm like, I'm not really good at describing things. Look it up for yourself. And it would be helpful if I had a website. I could just be like, hey, here it is. I would just be like, I'm going to post it on the website. Just go look at it. But My Favorite Murder does something similar, but they do it on their Instagram. But my Instagram, I don't want to mess this up. I only use it to post the thumbnails, and then I link to the episode. So, there's that. And then, that is... Oh, wait, let's see. Channels. Yeah, I don't know if Josh still has his, because Josh he manages the Mile Higher podcast channel, and you think he would list his channel. He might have deleted it, because he stopped posting on his channel a while back. He was focusing more of his energy on the podcast than his own channel, so he stopped doing his channel. So he might have deleted it. I don't know, because it's not listed on her channel or on the Mile Higher one. But he does have, there are 2 other, yes, there, her vlog channel is called Mile Higher Life. Let's see if she's still posting on there. Videos. 7 months ago. Oh, there's... Yeah, they're not posting on there right now. Their most recent video was 7 months ago. And it looked like they were posting semi-regularly before that. So, yeah. That's like kind of a... Well, it's a vlog channel, so... Hopefully you know what that is. Let's see, back to... Alright, so there are 2 other podcasts they do, because they had to move again, and from what I understand, like, she explained in one of her videos, and they explained on the podcast, and if I understand what they were saying, is people online figured out where they lived, and went there, which, that's not an uncommon thing, unfortunately. YouTube stars and other celebrities, they have people do that all the time, and it's... I don't know why people do that. That is really creepy. And, so they moved. Like, I think they said they lived in a city, and it wasn't really hard for people to figure out where they lived. Well, now they moved out into the country, where they're more secluded, and harder to find, which, good. I'm actually glad they did that, because that is much safer. And when they did that, when they moved, they had, like, a podcast. It was like a separate building built. So they have their own, like, a studio to film their podcast. And because they only had the one podcast at the time, so they had built the studio for the podcast. And now there's 3 podcasts, because there's Mile Higher podcast. And then there's Lights Out, which is Josh and his brother, and they talk about with the true crime stuff too, but it's the more darker stuff. With Mile Higher, Kendall, she doesn't like kind of like the really dark stuff. Like, she doesn't like horror films, and she doesn't like something I like about her. One thing I like about her channel. Well, I love everything about her channel, but one thing on that list of things I like about her channel is she doesn't include graphic images. She doesn't like graphic details, and a lot of these channels that talk about true crime, they try to sensationalize it to get more viewers, so they'll show crime scene photos and pictures of the body. Kendall don't do that. And on Mile Higher, they talk. Sometimes they'll talk about kind of like really heavy topics, but they'll tone down the graphic content, because Kendall doesn't like that. So Josh has another podcast, Lights Out, with his brother, where they go into those graphic details. And I've listened to a few. It's like I said in my last episode, what favorite podcast, there's a lot on my backlog, and I plan to get to. And Lights Out and this other one that I'm about to mention are definitely on the backlog. Kendall and her cousin Janelle. I hope I'm saying that right. They have another podcast. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh no. Let's see. Yeah, Janelle. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I am not subscribed, and now I am. So, it's called the Sesh Podcast. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's Kendall and her cousin. And, let's see. Kendall is a YouTube content creator focusing on true crime and raising awareness to missing persons cases. And Janelle is a mental health professional with a master's in clinical mental health counseling. Oh yeah, Janelle is also on the Mile Higher podcast. Before it was just Josh and Kendall. And then, still near the beginnings somewhere, Janelle came on as like a third person. And, like, it was funny, I'll forget she's there because it just focuses on Josh and Kendall. And then the camera will suddenly go over to Janelle and she'll say something. I'm like, oh, whoa. Oh, yeah, she's there. And yeah, I like her. Our show is focused on a variety of topics, including current events, our personal experience, and sharing advice, mental health, playing games, discussing astrology and spirituality, and hosting guests from time to time. Come hang out with us every Sunday. I think it sounds like a more laid back show. So they both went different directions. Like Josh's podcast, Lights Out, is more it delves further into the dark area of the true crime and that area, and then Kendall went more towards the chill, laid back, let's just relax and talk about whatever. And then in Mile Higher, they meet in the middle, and I think that's really cool. And then so they built this podcast studio, and they're really using it. It's not just for this one. Which, if they were just using it for the one, it's not saying that's wrong. But now they've got like I call it the Kendall Raeverse, because it started with just her channel, and now there's her channel, the vlog channel, Mile Higher, Lights Out, The Sesh, and then there was a few years ago on the vlog channel, I think it was her younger cousins, I think they were teenagers, they were singing, it was like a Christmas thing with their whole family, and they were singing, and Kendall goes, no, follow them on whatever, and here's their channel. And so it was them, and I followed them. I watched some of their videos, and they were really good singers, and they're funny. And so then there was other channels related to her. I think Janelle has her own channel, so there's this whole network of other channels, and it starts with Kendall. So it's so it's a Kendall Raeverse. She's got her whole series of channels and branching off to spin-off channels and stuff. And I technically consider, I talked about Sarah Turney, and she has Voices for Justice podcast, and I kind of consider it like a mini, kind of like a spin-off of Mile Higher, because I first heard about her through Mile Higher, and next thing I know, she has her own podcast, and she even calls out, not calls out, there's a shout out for Kendall in one of the earlier videos, episodes. So it's not a spin-off, because it's her own thing, and she decided on her own, but in my mind, it's like a spin-off of Mile Higher. So just tack that on to the Kendall Raeverse. And what's cool is, I was saying that in the other one, I put Paige as my favorite podcast, not just because her podcast is awesome. I love her channel, her show, what she covers, but I consider her an actual friend, because we don't just retweet each other and stuff. We actually talk, we message each other and we discuss stuff. So she's a friend, so it's kind of a biased thing. I love her show, but she's also my friend, so she's my favorite. And it's kind of the same way with Kendall Rae, not to we talk privately type thing. We tweet at each other, she knows who I am, because I've been tweeting, I've been responding to her tweets for years from the beginning, and so she'll respond back. And at one point, it surprised me, because I'm a photographer, kind of. I amateur photographer, and I'll post my pictures on Instagram, and it shares to Twitter. And one day, she actually responded to one of the Instagram posts that automatically posted to Twitter, and she was like, "I didn't know you were a photographer." And then she actually came on. She wished me a happy birthday one year, and then recently, when she announced that she reached 2 million, I responded congratulations, you deserve it. And she responded thank you, it means so much, you've always been so supportive, all that. And so yay, she knows who I am. So I consider her a friend. She also follows me. She doesn't follow a whole lot of people. So let's see, and Twitter is not working for me right now. Oh, now it's working. As soon as I say that, it hasn't been working for the last hour, and I click the button and it loads right up. Let's see. Let me switch back to my personal one, and go to Kendall's. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't even have to search for Kendall's page, because it was right there. She follows me. She has 180,000 followers, and she's following 586, and she's following me, which Yeah, like I got excited. It said Kendall Rae is following you. It was like a couple of years ago, and I was like, "Yay!" She probably follows everyone. And then I looked at the ratio there, and I'm like, and I think I remember like when she followed me because I forgot what she tweeted, what the tweet was about, but I responded and I said that she said something about like she loves her community that she's created, which she does have like this awesome community that she's created, and I responded with something like she actually feels like a friend, and I said one time I was talking with a friend and I said, oh, my friend Kendall Rae said, and then and then she responded like, oh, that's so sweet, and then she followed me, so she's like a friend. But there's still like that YouTube wall there, so like we're not friends, but we're like, I don't know, I consider her like a friend. You know, we know each other. So, yeah. Anyway, I spent half an hour talking about Kendall Rae, which I could probably go on longer because I could discuss like specific episodes and stuff and her animals. I love her animals, and she actually, like what I was saying earlier, like a lot of these channels that talk about true crime, I see a lot. I'm not talking about podcasts here. I'm talking about YouTube channels that cover true crime. There's a lot of them, and some of them I've noticed do it to sensationalize it and get clicks and views and monetize it, and that's what I'm saying. Like they'll post the graphic videos and photos and stuff and all the details, and to them it's entertainment. They post it as entertainment. For Kendall, it's like I don't know how to say it. Like a serious thing. It's kind of like I was saying with Paige. She takes it seriously and like really researches it, and that's like with Kendall. She actually works with the family sometimes, and sometimes she has them submit videos and she posts their side of the story, and she works with the family and raises awareness for these cases, and she's done a lot of good. And like she's one thing she does is she sells her own merch, which is cool. But then she also has this thing. She sells merchandise for something called Thorn. It was created by Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore, and it's where they basically create technology to help fight sex trafficking, which is awesome. I didn't even know about that until Kendall Rae talked about it. And she sells this merchandise where 100% of the proceeds of that go to support Thorn. I think she's raised like $100,000 for Thorn, which is awesome. Every month she has a different design, like a fan submitted design that she puts on a shirt or in a mug or whatever, and you buy it, and like all the money you use to pay for that goes to Thorn, and that's awesome. So Kendall's doing a lot of good, and it's awesome. And like I said, I really could go on forever about how awesome Kendall is and everything. But I'm going to move on to what I said earlier. I said, so I'm just going to jump into it. It's a reference. You probably knew who I was talking about. I was going to say the second channel I'm going to talk about, but it's not really the second channel because I've already talked about like 10 just talking about Kendall. But anyway, next one on the list. On these, I didn't list the channel names. I listed the YouTuber's name because, like I said, Kendall Rae, and that's like 6 channels right there. And the second one that I have listed is Philip DeFranco, and he has 3 that I know of. Philip DeFranco's show, and then he has like DeFranco Life, I think, and I think Liz, his wife, is the one that uploads to that one. It's a vlog channel, and I don't watch that one so much, but like I have seen a few, and it's usually her posting, and then he has a conversation with, which is his podcast. That's one I'm trying to get to. Like he posted a video, and if I do get to that, I would watch the video, like I said, and where he interviews. It's not really an interview. like I have never seen an episode, so I don't know the format. But like based on what he says on his show, on the Phil DeFranco show, it's not so much an interview with this person; it's a conversation with this person where they just sit down and have a conversation, which is that's different. It's not like entirely original, because like that's kind of like on like the late shows they do that, where they sometimes they do that. Sometimes the celebrity will come out and like Jimmy Kimmel or whoever, they'll have like a conversation and they'll like talk, and especially if I love when they know each other outside of the show, and like they go to parties together or whatever, and they just reminisce about old times or whatever, and those are fun. But then you get times like I've seen interviews with Jimmy Fallon where it's like completely scripted, where he's just trying to get to the next question, and like the celebrity will be telling the story, and Fallon's like, so how long did it take you to work on this film? Like, and I'm like, oh no, this is really bad because it's so scripted, and he's just trying to get to the next question. It's not fun. So, but I've never watched a conversation with. I watch Philip DeFranco's show every single day that he posts, because he doesn't post on the weekends, and sometimes he does like a special episode on Friday. He posts Monday through Thursday, and it's news. It's like a news channel. If you've never heard of it, then I'm surprised. I'm surprised how many people haven't heard of Philip DeFranco, because he's one of the OG creators on there. He's been on the channels. Oh, wow. Instead of searching Philip DeFranco, I searched YouTube. It's not what I meant. Alright, Philip DeFranco. Nope. Yep. Let's see. Go to his channel on the About section. Joined September 15th, 2006, and he has over 1 billion views. Let's see. Go to sort by oldest, and what? 3 years ago. What? That can't be right. I have seen his older videos, but did he like... I'm confused. Like, how did he... I know he didn't delete... Because he talked all the time, like, that's why I don't delete old videos, so I can... the old me can be visible. Like, maybe... Did he have another channel? I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking at his other channels. He does DeFranco Does, which is basically, I guess he started that one recently, and he's basically he gets bored and just posts random videos, like this random thought. It's a point shoot upload type channel. Rogue Rocket. I don't remember that. That sounds familiar. Oh yeah, that's more of like multiple. Oh wow, that hasn't the most recent update. Most recent update on there was 8 months ago. Probably because of the pandemic, but it's basically where they're doing deep dives on specific topics. And then what loads? We're going back. There. A conversation with. There's that one, like I said. And then, he did talk about this other channel he did, a conversation with clips, where if you don't want to watch the whole episode, they have like highlight clips where they post on there, and I'm not subscribed, and now I am, even though I'd probably just watch the conversation with channel instead of that. And I don't know why his videos are, I don't know why it cuts off. Like, when did he... I don't know. That's weird. But, like, yeah, when he started, it was completely different. Like, he would talk about... I didn't start watching it again until 2016. But I've been watching almost every day since then. But, like, when he first started, some of the videos I watched, it was very different from how he is now. He's even said in like more recent videos, like, I want to go back and punch that guy because I don't like that guy. And so yeah, like, it's kind of evidence that people change, and like the reason I like his news channel, because it's not just like him telling you what to think. He'll tell you the story, and then like if he gives his opinion, he'll like separate it and be like, "This is my opinion. Now back to the story," and then just give you the facts. Occasionally he messes up. He'll say something wrong, but then in the next episode, he'll be like, he'll start the episode and say, "I just want to clarify and make a correction. I made this mistake. I know I'm owning up to it. This is the truth." And so like, it's the most. There's always bias in everything, and so I'm not, one time I said it's the most unbiased news show, and some people got upset, like, "He's very biased. You can tell who." No, yeah. I didn't say it's completely unbiased. It's the most unbiased that I've seen. There's probably less bias, I don't know, but I watch it every day, and sometimes like I'll get home from work and I'll turn on YouTube and I'll watch the new show, and then I'll turn it off and go to sleep, and so that's usually the first thing I do. Like or even if I don't go to sleep, I'll turn it on and I'll see like the new, well, if I say any name, it'll give away a later name. I'll turn it on and I'll see 3 videos of my recommended that I want to watch because it's from other YouTubers that I like. Oh, that one's really interesting. Then I see the 4th one's Philip DeFranco's new video. I always watch Philip's video first. And so yeah, that is, I like that one. So moving on. Wow, I'm 46 minutes in and I've only covered 2, and this is a long list. So this might actually be a 2-part episode. Unless, I do like a 3-hour show. The 3rd one I have listed is MatPat, who has 4 channels that I am aware of. 3 main ones, and then live. Let's see. Game Theory. Yep. Let's see. Game Theorists. Alright, go to different channels, and wow, someone's laughing. Oh, wow, there's more channels. I don't know how many of these are. Oh, wait, yeah, there are spin-offs to this. I forgot, because there used to be, like, different not segments, but, like, different series within this series, and they kind of spun off into their own channel. Or they were, like, I don't know, like, they were, like, just doing, like, a guest episode, and they already were established on their own channel, or I don't know. There's Game Theorists, Film Theorists, and now the new one is Food Theorists. And then there's GT Live, against Game Theory Live, where they basically, him and his wife Stephanie basically game live and just like chat with the audience and stuff. It's kind of fun. I don't watch that one too much. I actually don't like I don't watch, with exceptions, watch game streams. And I specify that with exceptions, because I'm going to get to that later. Some of the spin-offs I see here is Car for Darko. I don't know that one. I'm not even subscribed to that one. I don't know that one at all. Did You Know Gaming, which I do watch that one. Gaijin Goomba, which I remember that one. The Completionist, and Death Battle, which that one I don't think I know. But yeah, like those are kind of spin-offs. Like I've been watching that one for years. I think I didn't realize how big the channel was until I started seeing references on other channels. Like, first time I saw someone go, "But that's just a theory." And I'm like, wait, that sounds like MatPat. It was like, it's kind of like I want to say a meme or something, but like, people like, they'll jokingly reference that. And yeah, I just realized I'm not subscribed to The Completionist. I just subscribed. Alright, moving on. Okay, I said I don't watch games, like, I don't watch people game with exceptions. Like, when they game and they had, like, they were in the corner, I don't like that usually. Like, I don't watch PewDiePie's videos, stuff like that. Pokimane. I don't watch hers. I don't watch those kind of videos. Which surprised people. Like, aren't you a gamer? Like, yeah, I like to play. I don't watch other people play. With exceptions. And the reason I say with exceptions is because how could you not love Markiplier? Yeah, he is one of my I don't care. I love Markiplier. You can't not love Markiplier. He's like one of the most wholesome. I'm not like that's probably like most innocent or whatever. Like I don't know. Like I would have meh. He's so friendly and funny and hilarious and I don't know. Like all his videos. Like I've always loved his channel and like yeah, like his voice and like the timing and everything. Like and like lately, like I don't watch. What's funny is just the opposite with. I'm not good at spoken. I love his gaming videos. I don't watch a lot of his. Like he does like a lot of charity events. I don't watch those videos. Which I know that probably sounds bad, but like it's one thing I like about him is he does a lot of charity events, and like raising money and awareness for these causes, and it's great. I love that he does it. I just don't personally watch those. But like I watched a video yesterday that I I was surprised that he doesn't just do game videos or those charity events. He did a like kind of review of the brightest flashlights in the world, and it was very different from his normal content, but still hilarious, and I couldn't stop watching. It's just his personality. It's like I said, it's hard not to watch him. Like, and like he introduced me to a bunch of games I never would have known about anyway. Like his horror games are the best, but then he does like these other games like Super Minimal, I think it's called, which I saw that video a couple days ago. I actually already knew about it. And I have it, and I haven't beat it because there's a gaming glitch, and I couldn't finish it at the near the end. Turns out it's near the end. I only know that because of Markiplier's video. He did a full playthrough of the game on his channel the other day, and I watched the whole thing. And when he got to the part I got stuck at because there's a glitch, I now know it's a glitch. I was like freaking out, like how do I get past this? And I rage quit. There's like elevators, and you have to go to the left, and it's like perception is not reality or whatever, and then you have to go right, and then you fall down. Oh, same spot, go right. Same spot, go right, and then on the last one, oh, go left. On the go left one, both sides were sealed off, and I couldn't go any further. And I thought I was doing something wrong, but no. Apparently it was a glitch, because after I saw the video, I looked it up, and yeah, like that wasn't supposed to happen. But sadly, it's like 20 minutes from the end, and now I know that. And meh. Something that kind of upset me about that video is a few years ago, like a long time ago, he did a video about there was a video called like I forgot what it was called, but it's basically it had the name. It was kind of I won't say a boring name, but obviously it was a placeholder. But for the game, it was a tech demo called like the School of Science and Perspective or something. I don't remember the name. It was probably not even remotely close to what I said. It's basically where you take objects and you can like change the perspective by moving the camera. That tech demo went on to become Super Minimal. Like it was inspired by, it was literally the progression of that tech demo. It became that game. And I only knew about it because he covered it forever ago. And I was hoping he would cover the game, and he did. And I'm like, oh, he's going to talk about it. He's going to reference the old video, maybe make like references to that old video and like inside jokes. He didn't even mention it. The only thing that upsets me about Mark is he didn't even reference the old video. I don't know if he knew that it was the same game. But like, yeah, like Yeah, I was like, the whole time I'm like, okay, Mark, mention it. Nah, and the video ends. I'm like, you didn't even mention it. Oh, and then fun fact, something I didn't even know until recently. Okay, so I'm originally from Texas. I think I said that in another video. And then 6.5 years ago, I moved to Ohio. And I mentioned Markiplier a few months ago at work, and my coworker said, like, oh, did you go to school here? And I said, no. And I said, I moved here 6 years ago. And they were like, oh, well, if you went to school here, you would have gone to school with Markiplier. Because, like, they know how old I am and how old he is. And, yeah, apparently he graduated from the school here where I live. And if I had lived here when I was in school, I would have gone to school with Markiplier. And I didn't know that till recently, and I was really excited, which means that if he ever visits his home, because his family still lives here, and apparently, one of my coworkers said that I've actually met one of his relatives, which I don't know. They're like, yeah, you didn't even know. I don't even remember. I think it was like a cousin or something. I don't remember. This is according to my coworker. I don't know if this is true. They said I cashed them out. It was like, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. You didn't even know. And I was like, which means that if he ever visits home for like Thanksgiving or whatever, it's possible I could cash out Markiplier. So that was exciting. So moving on, Scott the Woz. That his channel is so unique. I said Markiplier is unique. Like, they are both uniquely unique. And Scott the Woz is... I'm glad people recognize him for like what he is. Because for the longest time, I thought it was like this obscure channel with like no one ever watched. But like, it's another one. Like, I've seen him everywhere now. Like, he guest appearance and like other channels. And there are videos, I've seen a couple of videos that take like a deep dive into his channel and like what makes his channel work, and like he has his own unique brand of comedy, and I love it. His whole channel, I've watched every single one of his videos. I found his channel a couple of years ago, and I actually went back and I watched all his videos. And sometimes I'll actually go back and rewatch an old video. Like an old one of his videos will appear in my recommendations, and usually if an old video that I've already seen appears, I usually won't watch it. But with his channel, like, I'll watch any of his videos anytime. Because I just love his brand of comedy, and his whole channel is like a running joke. Like, it's like his self-referential. This is why I don't use big words, because I can't spoke. I'm not good at Englishing. And like, one other thing that makes his channel work is his friends. Like, sometimes he'll do skits, and his friends will come on, and they have like the same brand of humor that he does, and they like reference old videos and stuff, and like there's continuing plot lines from years ago that pick up now, and it's like, wow. Sometimes I'll pick up on those references, but then like there's a few references I didn't even pick up on until I watched there's a video I watched recently, like what makes Scott the Woz work, and then like I didn't even, if you watch Scott the Woz, don't pick up on the most recent episode. Go back to the beginning, watch to the present, because each video works on its own. But to get the full impact of the channel, you gotta watch them all, because like it is very well planned out. Like, one of the most famous, like, I won't say famous, maybe famous. I don't know how famous he is, because like I said, I thought he was an obscure channel. Obscure. Let's see. I don't even know how many videos he has. I mean, not videos. I don't know how many subscribers he has. 1.2 million and exactly 200 videos. Yeah, and when did he start? What? He joined November 7th, 2012. I don't know if that's when he started. Actually, hang on. Sort by oldest. The Internet and You, 4 years ago. I remember that video. That's his first video, and he actually he references that video all the time. I mean, all the time, but regularly sometimes. And 1 hour as of right now. And I'm only on... Something fell. I'm on the 5th person on the list, and it's been an hour. And how many people are on the list? Way more than that. Let's see. I didn't want to count. But anyway, so moving on to Andre. Let me go to the actual, let's see. His channel is called Black Nerd. Let's see, Black Nerd. He also kind of has, I think it's a whole series of videos. Not videos, channels. I know of 2. There's Black Nerd Comedy, which I think is the original, and then there's Black Nerd Games, where he games, which I don't watch those. And then there's a bunch of videos on the channels, featured channels. There's a bunch, and I don't know any of these. So, anyways, I love his videos. His enthusiasm for, wow, he posts more than I thought. Because I don't. A lot of these channels, I don't actually go to their channel and look up their most recent, because usually when they upload, it goes on my recommended, and then I watch them. And I thought his most recent video was the Star Wars holiday one, but he's posted 3 videos since then. And yeah, wow, there's a lot of videos here I've missed. I can tell because of the red line. And I have a lot of catching up to do. But usually when like a new trailer drops for like an upcoming movie, I'll go to his channel, because usually he reacts. Like, sure enough, the new Animaniacs revival, it came out a couple days ago, and I watched it, and he did a review right here, 12-minute review, and I gotta watch that when I'm done with this. And Tiny Toons are back. I heard about that. And he did a video on that. I didn't see it. DuckTales, Darkwing Duck spinoff. Okay, they brought back DuckTales. I hope they bring back Darkwing Duck, because I loved both shows as a kid, but Darkwing Duck was one of my favorites. In fact, one time my mom actually made me, when I was really little, like 5, she actually made me a Darkwing Duck costume, and I would run around with like the purple cape and stuff, and be like, I am the terror that stalks in the night. So yeah, like his videos, I love his videos. I was going through, like, I'm getting distracted by his videos, like the titles, like the ones I miss. Like, I can't believe that I missed these. After I'm done here, I am going to go back and watch some of these, because at least I'm subscribed to this one. Okay, I'm gonna end this with one more video. I mean, not one more channel, and I'm gonna go to. It's similar to Andre's channel, because I also okay, not only when there's news, but sometimes I get news from him. It's 3C Films. And what's funny is I actually didn't know that was the name of the channel until I went to go make the list, because he always appears on my recommended. So like, I would see the screenshot and I know it's him, so I'll watch it. And I didn't know the channel name until I was like, what's his name? What's the name of the channel? I went to make the list and I looked it up, because I had just watched one of the videos that morning when I made the list. It was yesterday morning, and there I was like, 3C Films. I mean, he says his name in there all the time. I don't pay attention. And he posts multiple times a day. I knew that I was missing videos on him, because like he'll be like, I posted an update on blah blah blah, and check it out after you're done with this. And then I'm like, I didn't see that one, and then I don't check up on it. So I know there's a lot, but he mostly he does. It's kind of like Philip DeFranco, except for like upcoming pop culture stuff, because he'll do not like he won't just talk about one. Sometimes he'll do like a standalone video, just one topic, but then he'll cover multiple upcoming news. Like the one I watched yesterday is Deadpool 3, Predator reboot, Resident Evil, and then so like a lot of things he's been talking about lately is Scream 5, which is funny because like he was afraid they were gonna put the 5 in the place of the S. 5 cream. He actually made a shirt, 5 cream, like the word 5 spelled out, 5 cream, and but then like he talked about. I didn't even know they were doing a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and I found out because he talked about it. And like I said, he posts multiple times a day because just looking at his most recent, it's 1 day ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago. So he posts multiple times a day. He's very active. Let's look at his about section. Joined April 9th, 2016, and almost 50 million views. How many subscribers? Oh, 223,000. Definitely deserves more. It's amazing channel. Let's see, how many videos though? I think it probably say somewhere. I don't wait. For some reason I think it only says on the search page. 696 videos, and he's been on there for 4 years. So, wait, when was the first one done? I never thought about doing this. Okay, I wish you could sort videos on the Xbox and Switch. You can only do it on the desktop version. I don't know if you can do it on the mobile version. Let's see. The first video he did, the first one that's uploaded. I don't know if he deleted an earlier video, but the first one that's uploaded is from May 4th, 2016, and he covers Captain America: Civil War, and it's a review. And it's a very different setup. The first comment was from a year ago. A legend is born. Anyone here in 2020? Yes. And he that was 8 months ago, and he hearted it. 2016, probably my second favorite. 2019, who knew Endgame would be this amazing? I don't know. What that was. Oh, anyway. So, yeah, he's been around a while, and those are. At this rate, this will probably be a 3-part video because I've covered 7. I did. Man, I don't know. I can't spoke. This has been almost an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm just scratching the surface of this, so I didn't know it was going to be this long, and I don't want, because one of the reasons I don't want a 2 or 3 hour episode is because there is a size limit when you upload to Podcastics, and if I think it's 300 megabytes, and the last episode was like an hour and 45 minutes, I think, and it was like 100 and something megabytes. And which it's still well under the threshold, but I don't want to risk not being able to upload it. So, yeah, I'm probably going to keep them not shorter, because my shorter videos are like half an hour, and I don't want to do a half-hour episode. I like the hour-plus videos, so I'm going to probably end it here. Let me go down the list. I will cover. No, okay. I was trying to keep like different things. I don't want to like jump around from like true crime to comedy to like whatever. So I was trying to keep. The reason I was like, I had a count to get to 7, and it took me a minute because I actually skipped a couple. I was trying to keep the theme going, even though I did jump from Kendall Rae to DeFranco. So that's a jump, and then I jumped from the MatPat Scott. So I did jump around a little, but like. It was still like in theme. I don't want to jump ahead to, well, again, I don't want to say any names because then it spoils a further one. But yeah, anyway, so this is this was part 2 of the podcast episode, and it's part 1 of the YouTube series. So it was like an unofficial part 2 to the podcast and an official part 1. Somebody, one of my friends actually asked me. I don't know if anyone watching or anyone listening to this or watching, because I do YouTube, noticed that on Instagram and YouTube, the thumbnail I post on YouTube and I upload that to Instagram. Usually, on the post I do, I have a template photo that I use where I put the Digressor at the top, and I have it saved, a template, and then I just add like 1 to 3 pictures related to the topic. Like Zodiac, I put the, like, I don't even remember, the Crosshairs logo, the Executioner hat costume thing, and then like the cipher or something. I think that's what I put. And so like that's what I usually do. And then the streaming service episode, I just put like all the streaming service logos on there. But on the last episode, I actually typed out my favorite podcast. And a friend of mine was like, "Why did you do that? Why didn't you put the podcast logos?" Because I didn't want to steal their logos. See, like, they were like, "Well, you did that for the Ubisoft one. You put the Ubisoft logo." Because that's a major corporation. Like, it's not... It's a trademark thing. But, like, it's not... Everyone uses the... Like, if you talk about Ubisoft, you're going to use the Ubisoft logo. And, like, these... Like I said, like the whole small community thing... I don't want to, like, use their logo on my thing, and it was like that, and they were like, "I still don't understand, it doesn't make sense, just use it," and man. So I just typed out the thing, and I might do that with this one. I'm probably going to do that with this one, because I don't want to use other people's logos, and I don't know if that might be a change, because I showed someone at church this morning, I was like, "Here's the logo from the new episode," and they're like, "Wow, that is really cool." So I don't know if that'll be a theme change where instead of the pictures, I'll just type out the name. I don't know. I basically wing it. I didn't plan that. I don't really think about the logo, the thumbnail, until after I'm done with the episode and I'm uploading it, and then I make the thumbnail. So I don't even think about it until afterwards. Because there has been one time where I went to go record an episode, and I got 10 minutes in, and then there was a mess up. Someone, like, it was a whole deal, and I ended up just scrapping it. I never posted it. And if I had made the logo beforehand, I would have put all that work in it, and then had to toss it. So that's why I make the logos after. I make the thumbnails after. So yeah, this one I'll probably type up again to, I don't know. It gets a small thing, but like, again, like my thing's small enough now, like one person questions it, I'm like, "Oh no, I messed up." It's like, if, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if I get to where the thousands of people are listening and one person's like, "Why did you do this?" I probably won't be like, "Oh no, I have to explain myself." I might, I don't know. I don't want to say like, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and then not do it. I don't know. I'm going to end this right here, though, because I already said I'm going to end it, and I didn't, and I'm going to now. So, yeah. Oh, right. I grabbed the mouse, and I was like dragging it around the screen, like, "Oh no, how do I stop this? It's not on the computer, I'm recording this on my phone. Because I'm a doofus, I don't know where I'm recording." Anyway, I'm gonna end this now.